I want to ask you for your opinion. Have your say. What do you think about the PPRA? What do you think should be done about the PPRA? Greetings to all of my property practitioner friends. So today is the 17th of November, which means that this morning at 9 a.m. there were about 500 estate agents around the country who were due to write the PDE 4 and some the PDE 5 exam. And of course, what happened was that the PPRA system was a complete flop. It crashed, no one can write the exam, and now many people are frustrated, and rightly so. I have been, as you probably know, in the real estate industry for probably 20 years. I've been a coach and a trainer on and off. 13 of those 20 years have been in the real estate industry. But I have never had to actually deal with what was the EAAB, now the PPRA, directly. 2 years ago, I joined EXP Realty when they came into South Africa, and because of that, I had to then get a Fidelity Fund certificate, and I've had to jump through all the hoops that you guys have had to jump through. So I was due to write the PDE 4 exam this morning. However, I must say that over the last couple of days, as the emails have been coming in from the PPRA about this exam, I began to think to myself, it's going to be a miracle if this thing comes off. One example is we were sent an email yesterday saying you must complete the practice exam at least 48 hours before the exam. And that was sent out 24 hours before the exam. And when we eventually did get in, the practice exam didn't work properly. We logged into some Teams meeting yesterday. I logged into the Teams meeting. I just sat there listening, and there were like 500 people all speaking at the same time. People were screaming at each other. It was total chaos. And now that I've had to actually climb into the industry myself and dealing with this organization, I got to say that the last 2 days have really left a very poor impression in my mind of the PPRA, of their complete lack of professionality. And I've sort of scratched my head wondering, how can they be regulating a multi-billion rand industry in this country? So that may be unfair. That is just my impression over the last couple of days, added on to what I've been told through the years. So what I would like to do actually with this video is I want to ask you for your opinion. If you're an estate agent or in one of the allied services of the country, whether this is Facebook or YouTube or wherever, don't you want to put a comment below this video and have your say? What do you think about the PPRA? What do you think should be done about the PPRA? Who should be held accountable for the failings of this institution, and what ramifications or consequences should there be? How should the industry move forwards? Do we need a regulatory body like this? And if so, can it be this regulatory body? I know we recently changed from the EAAB to the PPRA, but from what I'm being told, it's essentially the same, just a different name. So I know we're all feeling a little bit like irritated today, and many of the agents in my group were very frustrated. One lady was in fact in tears. You know, this is people's lives we're dealing with here. This is people's incomes we're dealing with. The people have put time aside, which they could have been spending out selling, generating leads with clients. This is not a joke. This organization owes it to the industry to be efficient. And if there is incompetence in its ranks, it needs to be dealt with. Now, that's my view, my frustrations, I guess, coming out. I'd like to hear your views. And we may get views on all different sides of the spectrum, and I welcome them. If I could just ask, let's be respectful to one another. Let's have this conversation in a peaceful, ironic way, without any kind of personal jibes at anyone in particular. But feel free to be honest about how you feel and what you think needs to be done for us as an industry to move forwards. I look forward to reading the comments, and I will respond to as many of them as I can.